Live.
That's right. We're back. The Immorals podcast is back.
Did you miss us? From a scale of a lot to more than you could bear, how much did you miss us?
They died.
They died. It was so much. So I think it's important to explain to our fan base why we've been MIA for as long as we've been. Chewy?
Well, let's just say the holidays happened.
They
So
sure
that was
did.
one big plus in the or deal in the middle.
Yeah, it became increasingly difficult to come together. That sounds gross. And shoot this podcast. Like our schedules are pretty tight, and then Chewy's got family obligations. I have family obligations. Chewy has an actual social life. I don't. But that social life is filled with a tremendous amount of friends, relatives, and events. And then the times that we were both available became they didn't sync up.
Yeah, they weren't syncing up because, I might have a night off. Tony would be like, I'm out with my daughter or my wife.
Or I gotta go to work the next
Yeah,
day.
you got a meeting, or etc.
Yeah, early meetings. Sundays were our preferred time to meet, and they became really difficult. Today actually is a Saturday, and just by luck, it so happened that we were both available.
That's exactly right. We were both available. I mean, we had the opportunity to come through, and we decided that, we want to get this going on a weekly basis.
We want to be consistent for you guys, and our promise is to put down an episode not to exceed every other week. But our promise is, and our goal is to do it weekly.
Exactly, weekly. That's our goal.
That's our
and
goal.
Whether we're here on a Monday,
or on a Sunday.
Or a Sunday, preferably a Sunday.
Yeah, we can do something. We can
Sunday
put it together.
Night. Well, it's going to come through together. And then we're definitely going to get more comment. And then we also got cameras. So we're trying to get that going.
The little visual aid, because half of the charm of me is visually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's half of the charm. The other one is the dynamic personality, sense of humor, all of the wonderful attributes that make me up.
Look at him. How humble is he?
The most humble, obviously.
He's so humble. Oh man, but yeah, that's the reason we were out for a while, and then
one of the nice pluses that we were out is that we were able to figure out this mic situation, because in all the other audios,
oh, that's true.
You guys have been hearing the computer audio, not the mics. We have this whole setup that we got, and we've been talking into these mics, and they haven't even been recording. We figured out in the last episode that the actual laptop's what records most of the audio.
Yeah, we had a little theory. We discussed it. We did a podcast. Actually, we actually shot a couple of casts that never went on air. So we actually, in between that wildness, we did get together a couple times, but to be honest, it was so chaotic, or it was just
people
something.
People
got drunk and
under the influence. Things got super choppy. The conversations trailed off significantly, or people significantly sloppy. Let's just leave it at that.
And then not only were they sloppy, but then the microphones were not picking them up, so they sounded really far away. Because again, we realized that the audio was being picked up from the computer and not the mics, because we didn't push a certain. Well, I didn't push a certain button. Let's be honest.
And then the last thing was that when we say the conversations trailed off, some of these podcasts were like 4-5 hours long.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Wild.
Tangents upon tangents.
Yeah. It was nothing that we wanted to put it on our channel.
Exactly, man. So, hey, but we're back. The Immorals podcast is back. Your Immorals are here to serve you that immoral advice.
And we do want to encourage you guys to submit information, questions, things that you want us to discuss in length, and give you guys either some of our personal opinions, some insight, and ultimately that we can provide you guys with a little bit of immoral advice.
Exactly.
So I do want to start with that, right? So there's this show that I've been watching that you guys have all watched. It's really popular. It's on Netflix. It's called House of Cards. It's basically this dude that's a senator. He's actually the House whip that ends up becoming president. And the idea behind it is he became president, and every season, like, the stakes keep getting higher and higher, and it's like super high anxiety for the main player, right? Like the guy and his wife. Like, they leverage people. They make these backroom deals. So the question is, let's say we were to have a friend or a relative or someone that approaches you with a business opportunity. Now, you have a job that pays very, very well, and you have a title that is that of authority, let's say, hypothetically.
All right, sounds pretty good.
And somebody approaches you and says, hey, based on your personality, your talents, and who you are, make a leap within the same industry, but it's going to be something different than you've ever done. And if you do, the earning potential is way, way more. And over time, the work will be way, way less. So now you, a person in your late 30s, early 40s, let's say, just to give as close as we can to something, is having to decide, do you make the leap or not? Let's talk about it.
So you're in a position of power already, authority. You say you get paid pretty well, or, in
this scenario, let's say.
Yes. You're given good options already to begin with, but somebody comes in with an opportunity. So it depends on what kind of work it is, right? If I'm just a teacher, well, I'm like, what am I going to go open my own school? You know what I'm saying? But let's say it's somewhere where maybe you're selling something, right? So you know that you're already making bank for somebody else, like your company you work for, and you make them significant amounts of money. And then you only see a small percentage, but hey, if I go my own route, I already make them this much money. I can make myself all that money, but I make my own cut.
Right.
Versus they give me a percentage, which is tiny.
Right. So like the connection between House of Cards and this is like high stress, right? Like you're going to be very leveraged, and you're going to be very compromised. You're going to no longer take the 9-to-5 safe route with a guaranteed paycheck.
Yes, I want to be a narco.
I'm in.
High stakes. High stakes. You're talking about me, high stakes. And then we're going to come position of power. Lots of money. Oh, man, you sold me.
Sold. So, before this person, let's say they were going to go from making somewhere between 150 and 200,000. Let's just, for the sake of argument, to, let's say, maybe between 2 and 4, maybe 5, depending on how much work they did and how successful they were at it. Would you take the leap?
I mean,
because it would be for yourself, right? Like, part of it is, even if it was like apples to apples, now you're doing it for yourself and potentially working less, but it's not guaranteed. You have to keep working, where if you stay in the 9-to-5, you have a steady thing, benefits, the works, right? So like, do you take the leap or not? I think you, Chewy.
In this scenario, I think in this situation, what would hold a lot of people back is the comfort that they already have.
Right.
But in reality, the people who are truly successful and make that money, like, oh shit, that I want to live that lifestyle money, are people who took that risk. So at that point, you're already making so much money, the hustle. You got to take that risk. Because at the end of the day, if you're successful, boom, you made the bank. You could be successful. You're already being successful for somebody else. Now you could do it for yourself, make that money. Or you could, worst case scenario is shit doesn't work out after a few years or whatever. You made it happen. At least you took a shot. And when you fall back, you can fall back right into an industry similar to that because you already know it. So you end up back in a 9-to-5, maybe at a lower status, but you could work your way up if you've already done that before,
That's true. That's a very good point. I think you bring some great insight, Drew. I think there is a lot of truth. I heard somebody say that, like, give someone comfort, and it's like the perfect recipe to kill people's dreams, right?
That's true.
Like, I've heard that before a bunch of times. Like, if you get really comfortable, you stop doing shit that makes you better because it's so comfortable. Yeah. Like, why take the risk if you got a guaranteed meal? Why take the risk if you got guaranteed sex? Why take the risk if you got guaranteed money, right? Like, all of that keeps a person from taking chances and potentially getting a better life. So I'm with it. So the person that submitted that question, you have officially received our immoral advice. Jump. Throw those double middle fingers up, burn every bridge, so you have no absolute chance of coming back, and the only option is to make it.
Yeah, big fucking fuck you to everybody. Think of every movie where the guy just storms out and says, fuck up. I'm not gonna do what everybody thinks I'm gonna do and flip out, man. You know, little Jerry Maguire, half baked, you know. But you get it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I say do it. Take that jump. Take that leap. It's worth the risk. It's a tale as old as time. House of Cards is playing it. So many people are playing. So I've played that in a sitcom. So I say do it. That's your moral advice.
Boom. Moving on to New Year resolutions. So one of the things that when you go to the gym that you hate is New Year resolutions because of the New Year resolutioners at the gym. Now, we're in February. The nice thing is that that's died down. Not entirely, though, but it's probably because Chuy and I go to a gym that has younger people. And them young people, they don't have jobs, bro. So they come
That's right. They come at different times.
It's because the jobs that they usually have flexibility within the schedules that makes them come in at all hours.
You know, that's true. Now that I think about it, I think the crowd that we see at the gym at 5 a.m. Is a significantly older crowd.
Right.
Because I've been there. I've been at our gym at multiple times. Like I've had days off during the week. Sometimes I decide to sleep in, go to the gym a little later.
Sure.
And the crowd does get younger. Usually pretty young in the middle of the day.
Right.
There's a lot of high school kids and then...
high school kids in the middle of the day?
Yeah, I think they come out of lunch. They come out from lunch or something.
Really? Damn.
But especially around... Well, I mean middle of the day, like from fucking 2 to 3, you know.
Oh, okay.
Not like no, you're thinking work day.
I was thinking work day. Yeah.
I'm thinking day.
Right.
Because we're talking about a gym.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry. Okay. I should have been specific. My bad.
No, all good.
But 2 to 3, and I've even seen some kids there like around lunchtime, like 12.
Damn.
Because I've been there around that time, and they get younger. But then I've been there in the evening, which was a fucking shit show, man.
That's
Super
the worst. That's every person who gets out of work. That's every young person that has available time that they're going there to socialize. That's every single person. The worst, absolute worst time to go is between 5 and 8 o'clock.
100%, dude. I can attest to that multiple times when I've tried to go at that time. It is a freaking nightmare, dude. The only thing I could commit to doing at that time is cardio, because you'll find an elliptical open. Because these people stick to the treadmill, you know?
Right. Free weights, gone. Those are also the people that make a mess out of the gym because they don't put their shit away.
Yeah, we always do God's work at the gym.
Absolutely.
I always re-rack the bench, whatever station I'm in.
It's a community
property. Set it up, yeah.
Yeah.
I get the dumbbells. If I grab them from the wrong spot, I take them to where they belong, dude. And if there's some other weight there, I rearrange that area.
Yeah. It's God's work.
Exactly. But going back to resolutions.
What is your New Year resolution this year, Chuy?
It's just to start eating better because, I found out I got the beaties.
It's official. You have the beaties. I thought you were pre-beaties, and it turns out you're full-blown beaties, right?
Full-blown beaties, bro.
You got it blown out all over your body.
You got it, dog. Now
the 1, the 2, or the 3.
I'm too sweet.
You're too sweet. Your mama dip you in a vat of sugar.
I'm too sweet. Pretty much thanks to my mom. Yeah, her genes gave me the damn beaties, dude. That's funny. But yeah. I got the beaties, so now I got to start eating better. Same thing with drinking. I really don't drink anymore. I've literally reserved that to like real special social occasions where I'll possibly have 4 drinks. But yeah, so my New Year's resolution, or it's not really a New Year's resolution, it's more of a lifestyle change, is to start eating healthier. So I've been meal prepping, and then I'm trying to get back to it. And then obviously I'm at the gym every single day now, with the exceptions of I think I take like 1 or 2 days off from here or there.
That's what's up, dog.
But normally 1 day off a week.
Boom. And with that heat, Chuy, my man's over here, this year officially popped this cherry, benched 315 for the first time, and has consecutively done it week after week. So we know it's not a fluke. It's here to stay.
And I've also hit 320.
Oh, that's right. You hit 320.
Yeah.
New PR. Dude smashing records left and right.
I hit 320, man. I don't know if I'll try it again for a while because that shit was hard. I brute strength that shit up there. But yeah, 315, hitting it consistently. And now I'm trying to rep it out. So I hit 1 by myself. And then I rep it out with our boy Danny, who fucking is there right there. Spots me. But He says he barely touches the bar. I don't know if I should believe him.
but then again, Danny's hella strong, so who knows what touching the bar is for Danny.
That's true. I'll take that.
Yeah. For me, New Year. I'm like stumbling all over my words. New Year's resolutions are really hard for me to make, because I sit there and I think about it, right? Like I sit and I think, I go down the line of things, right? Like I'm successful at work. I am already in shape, already pretty clean. I have a good relationship. I have a good relationship with my kid. And then I stop and I consider, I'm like, this year's resolution for me is for everyone else to get their shit together.
I'm trying.
I'm just kidding.
There's always room for improvement.
I'm just being a dickhead. I actually have gained weight. I need to get back to it. So I got to lose somewhere between 15 and 20 pounds to feel good again. Because I've been eating like a pig. So we're trying to get back to it. Also, there's something funky with my knee for about 3 to 4 weeks now. Probably longer. It's probably we're going on 5-6 weeks. I got to get better about stretching. So part of my New Year resolution is to put together like some kind of stretch routine and hold myself consistently to it to hopefully get myself back. I mean, I'm almost 40, bro.
I'm there with you on the stretching. That's actually, speaking of New Year's resolution, that is one of my New Year's resolutions, because I'm trying to make it a lifestyle change too, but
right.
I need to start stretching as well, dude. My body fucking gets tight as hell. My knee starts hurting too. I have this pain behind my knee. Sometimes I'm like, what the hell's wrong with it?
For no reason, right?
For no reason.
Dude, I wake up and shit hurts for nothing. I literally will step on the floor and shit aches like around my foot. I start walking and then I start feeling better. But it takes a little while for the joints to loosen up, you know?
I feel you 100%. Sometimes I wake up and my shoulder's fucking killing me. I'm like, what is going on, dude? What did I sleep? What the hell did I do? Was I fighting? Was I benching? Was I doing fucking push-ups?
In your sleep. See, this is like that Matrix shit, dog, where you were getting into a fight in your dream and it translated into real life.
Seriously, man.
You probably got in like an arm bar or something and somebody fucked you up.
I think it's just called
better at fighting, bro.
I think it's called being in your late 30s, bro. Mm-hmm. And you're right, dude. We're touching 40.
We're touching
all the
so
80s
close.
80s babies.
So
here
close.
It comes. 80s babies. Here it comes.
It's depressing, dog.
Wow, mid to late 30s now.
You know, one of the things that always trips me out is when people call out their age and they don't realize that they've hit that, right? So I'm getting close to hitting 38 this year.
Right.
And it's not that I'm going to turn 38, is that I've completed 38 years of living. And people always think that they're turning that age. No, you completed all of those months to make you that age. You're not turning it. You are done with it.
Yeah.
Right?
I see it.
And people don't realize that, but it always trips me out when they celebrate like their 40s. It's like, you're not turning 40.
You did 40.
You did 40.
You're celebrating that you're walking into 41.
Exactly.
Ooh, that's a different perspective, people.
People trip me out because nobody ever picks that up. And I always like trip when they go, I'm turning 40. I'm like, no, you completed living 40 years. You're done with them.
That's your 40th trip around the sun, my friend.
Yeah.
You're beginning trip 41.
Yeah.
That's literally what it means. You're right.
Yeah.
And when you hit the 41, that means
you finished them. You're done.
Finished it.
You are completed, fully done with year 41.
That's true. Because you start at 0.
And when you hit turn 1, it means you completed living 1.
Yeah, it's true.
Trips me out, dog.
Yeah. And what about the Koreans who add an additional year because they add the moment you're conceived?
Oh, shut your mouth. Do they really?
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
So technically when they're 40, in Korean years, they're 41. That's wild, right?
What if you're premature? Do they consider that?
No, they started from where the moment you get conceived, you're premature, you still go.
Right, but how do they know?
You're practically a year before you're born.
Right, and I understand that, but I'm saying like, so let's say I'm premature, like I'm born instead of like 9 months, I'm born in 6. So do they still tag me as if I had been conceived 9 months?
I think they tag you the moment you're born as 1, dude.
Like automatically you're
and that's the way it sounds. That's the way. I'm not Korean, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's their thing. That's what I've been told by Koreans that I've met, that I've worked with in my life, etc., and so on. Yeah.
So when they come over, like if they immigrate, do they add that 1 year?
No, I don't. I think they base it on their actual birth year. But in their culture, it's the other year. Yeah, it's wild, right?
That is pretty weird.
Or their country, etc. Yeah.
All right, I'm with it. Valentine's Day's around the corner. Do you celebrate?
Yeah, well, obviously, I'll be celebrating, but not on that actual day. And it's more of like, is it really a celebration? Because it's something we routinely do, like on a monthly basis and so on. We're just going to go out to dinner, like to Korean barbecue, which is something we normally do.
Ironic. So. Korean barbecue.
True. See? There you go.
Yeah. Oh, trip out. So you guys will do a normal like date night that is similar to every other month. Would you do any kind of presents or anything like that? You don't have to disclose it here so that they don't hear it. But are you going to do something like that? Or is it just a standard dinner celebration that you guys will do?
I normally, bring something, a little, like flowers usually. That's what I've done.
Some kind of thing. So, I don't know if you know this, but I don't celebrate any anniversaries, holidays, anything like that. Even like birthdays, we don't really exchange gifts. And until we had a kid, we really didn't celebrate Christmas either.
Right.
Did you know?
No, not really.
Yeah. So
I mean, we celebrated by drinking.
Super fair. We did celebrate holidays by drinking. Super different, but yeah, I actually don't celebrate any of the holidays.
Do the whole exchange of the gifts, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we don't do any of that. We don't even say happy anniversary or anything like that. I don't do any of that stuff. See, the idea, Chewy, is to set the bar really low early on. So when you disappoint people, they just get used to it.
They already know. They expect it.
They expect little to nothing from me, And I live up to that. Consistency is my gift.
Apparently our advice for Valentine's Day is set the bar fucking low.
If you never give flowers, then they will never be expected.
Exactly.
If you don't say happy anniversary, they won't start tracking it because they don't want to be sad. And if you don't want to have to buy expensive flowers, cards, and chocolates during Valentine's Day, pretend like it's just another day of the week.
Boom. That's your moral advice, ladies and gentlemen.
We stay consistent with it. So, did you hear about the Chinese balloon?
Yeah, it's been all over the internet, bro.
It's been crazy, right?
Yeah, it's wild.
So what have you heard about it?
So I was just seeing that it came into our airspace, or close to our airspace on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. February 1st or something like that.
Okay.
And that for a while they're like, what the hell is this thing, etc. It turns out that it's China. China's claiming that it was that they were claiming it's a weather balloon, but where the fuck do they want to check our weather? What? Just look at the fucking Weather Channel.
Super fair. Also, if you want to check good weather, California, not the East Coast. What are you doing?
Exactly. You're in this. Yeah. Come on, China. Weather. Get your shit together. And I think you're closer to us when you follow the shitty air current. It goes this way, assholes. But yeah. And then they shot it down just today, right?
Yeah, I heard they shot it down. One of the things that I heard that they shot it down at was over water where they couldn't retrieve anything.
So you're hearing that they didn't retrieve anything?
That's what I'm hearing.
I thought that what I last read was that after they shut it down, they went out to search to retrieve the thing, but I don't know if they did or did not.
Right. So that's what I heard too, that they went out, but I heard that they could not retrieve anything. But that could also be a government cover-up, that they don't want to have to disclose what information they were able to retrieve from the thing that they retrieved. That's
true. Or maybe they want their enemy, China, at this point, quote unquote,
air quotes, we don't want to,
allegedly, yeah,
we don't want to get sued.
We don't want to start any trouble with China.
Because they listen, obviously. They're watching us.
Obviously, this guy's on TikTok 24/7. They're listening to us right now.
Dude, 24/7 on this thing.
Beijing's on us right here, right now.
Why do they need a weather balloon? TikTok, I've seen those memes. That for real, they got us hooked up right now. They know, they have an algorithm that knows exactly what all of us are into.
I'm almost never on TikTok, with the exception when I'm on the toilet. And then I looked at all the videos you sent me, Danny sent me.
You're welcome. I filtered those for you.
They're great videos.
They're hilarious.
I love them. But yeah, dude, I mean, what's your perspective on this balloon thing?
I really don't know. It almost feels like it's too obvious, right? With drones and the ability to pick up stuff through apps and like, I don't know, like if you were gonna spy, this seems like one of the worst ways to do it.
Balloon.
Right? A giant balloon that everybody can see.
See, if I was China, or, if I was just an enemy, maybe this may be a little too sci-fi, but I feel like it's possible.
Okay, hit me with it.
Possible tech. You make them think it's a weather balloon. They don't believe you. They still shoot it down, but you make it retrievable.
Okay.
They take it in. They try to find your data. What it really is it starts trying to hack any computer system within the area. Mm-hmm. And after that, after it transmits the message or the data, the information, it's an EMP as well. But boom, just damages all their fucking electronics for a small, whatever radius.
I'm with it.
Too sci-fi evil? Or is that a reality? Is it possible?
I guess it's possible, but if the idea is to spy, usually spying relies on not being caught.
Exactly. I know, I get what you mean, but yeah, dude.
Direct attack, it's completely different.
I was talking attack, hidden as a spy trick, claiming to be.
I'm with it. It is a trip though that they would send this out. It almost feels like it's either like a diversion for something else, or if it's a way to like, almost like shove someone into something to prompt something else.
Maybe
it's either like pushing to see if we'll initiate something, or it's a diversion for something else. Because if you were gonna spy, that's the worst way to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely the worst way to do it. But they're claiming it's a weather balloon.
Yeah, TikTok.
So you're trying to say that China's trying to poke the bear?
I'm trying to say that I don't think the weather balloon that was quote unquote spying was actually that. What it is, I have no idea. Because if you're gonna spy, TikTok, it's back to it.
Yeah, you're leaning more towards a diversion, right? You're saying it's a diversion.
I'm thinking it's something else. Talking about TikTok, though, we were talking about off air how they're looking to ban TikTok, it's doing another round. I heard on Joe Rogan, I heard somebody say that it's because of the algorithms are so dope on TikTok that it's picking up algorithms in a way that nobody else can do it. So the reason they're trying to ban it is because they can't compete with it. So all of Silicon Valley can't figure out algorithms the same way. So instead of competing, they're trying to go through and ban it. What do you think? True? Not true?
I haven't heard that, but I could see it. But the algorithms are so good. The algorithm was so good. Why is it giving me the same fucking videos when I'm trying to watch other shit? I like the videos you've sent me and other people sent me, and I've tried searching for other stuff. I mean, but it keeps selling me the same shit.
What do you mean? Describe that to me.
It just gets the same videos instead of like variety. And I know it's based on the likes or whatever, but I've liked a lot of the kind of videos you send me or Danny sends me, and I'm like, it still doesn't veer so much off to those. It veers more towards like other shit.
Weird. That is weird. I don't know. For me, it's pretty perfect. Like I would say, on average, out of every 2 to 3 videos, maybe 4 videos I see, one of them will be okay. And then out of every 15 to 20, it'll be like hilarious. So like it takes a little bit of scrolling because
maybe I don't scroll enough.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't scroll enough. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it takes a little bit.
You're telling me to jump on my phone and start watching more TikTok? Yes,
absolutely. How do you think I clock in these hours, bro? Like you don't get pristine 8 videos because I logged in and saw 8 videos and send them to you. I put in the time to filter through the junk to be able to send you some gold.
Oh man, you should be a professional TikTok sharer, dude.
Oh, dude, that should be a career, right? Imagine? Like a For You page that's been pre-cleared for you.
Exactly.
Fuck algorithms. We're going backwards.
Remember that question they sent us? We're starting a new business. We're taking a leap, man. We're starting a TikTok selling page. We're selling TikTok pages.
Fuck algorithms that pick up the videos you like. We're going back to people watching shit and posting it for you. It's almost like a page with favorite videos, like memes or pictures or GIFs, that you share to a community
But not on TikTok, so you do it on Instagram.
Super fair.
It's like every other page I follow on Instagram.
So the last thing that I want to ask you about before we jump off is favorite shows. So do you have a favorite show that you're watching right now, Chewy? Anything that, or let's not even go right now. Is there a show that when you stop and you think about it, you're like, dude, this show, everybody should watch it. Let's start with that as a measuring tool. Like something that you feel like, holy shit, this is gold. And if people paid attention to it, they would derive a significant amount of value from it.
Wow.
I'll start.
One single shot. Go ahead.
I think that there's excuse me. I think there's a tremendous amount of knowledge in BoJack.
Oh, BoJack Horseman is a good show.
It's a super good show. There's so many lessons in a lot of those episodes that if you stop and really pay attention to the underlying message within the episodes, because there's a bunch of shit built into it to make it funny. There's some ridiculous shit in there that doesn't make any sense, that it's strictly for like comedic purposes. But the underlying message in a lot of those episodes, beautiful. And the way that the show ends is magical. You have to like watch it, become very vested in the story of a person that's just trying, giving it their all, but not really, because they're so fucking broken and damaged.
Yep.
And then you realize, because this person has like an extreme, right? Like it's at an extreme, and you realize this fucking person beyond broken, and you start realizing like, holy shit, I can relate to so many of these things, and so many of us can, which leads you to believe like, oh, we're all kind of broken. Oh, we're all kind of damaged. Oh, we all have these different ways of coping with our like insecurities, traumas, and the things that we want, and we all have all these underlying fears that kind of overlap over each other, and we're all so alike in so many ways, and our stories, although different, are pretty much the same, and it's a trip to realize that.
That's true. And BoJack Horseman is a great show for that, because they do have all types of, not just one character, but a plethora of characters with problems and their own layers to them, which you could relate among a lot of them, because a lot of them have things that you relate to. Yeah, like you said, pretty much all broken. We've all had some form of trauma.
Yeah. The end of the show is my favorite, because I love two types of endings, Chewy, and you know this. I love the ending.
On her back?
Never. On the face. What are we talking about? What's it called? Also, I don't pull out, bro. I had a vasectomy. What are we doing here? What's it called? I love two types of endings. I love the twist ending, which is like, you know, what is it? The Sixth Sense.
Oh,
he was dead the entire time. I love that. Yes. You gotta love that.
The
others. They were the ghosts. They weren't haunted. They were the ones haunting. Beautiful. Well written. At the end, you're like, oh my god. You walk out.
Boom. Mind blown.
Oh my god. He was Luke's father. You know, like that kind of a twist.
Yep.
Wonderful. And the second kind of ending are sad endings. I love a sad ending. And that's a sad ending. It's happy, but it's sad. Beautiful show. If you get a chance to watch it, I highly recommend it. You got to get through a handful of episodes and really pay attention to become vested in the characters, because that's the only way you'll derive value from the show. But that's my recommendation of a show.
I recommend it too, man. BoJack Horseman is a great show.
Great show.
I mean, I don't know if I could say about a show that goes so deep, you know? What?
Yeah. What about a funny show for you?
A funny show for me?
Yeah. Is there any show? How about a recent show that you're into?
I mean, comedy shows, they come and go. I mean, there's Rick and Morty, like I go on the cartoon route. Mm-hmm. South Park's always a good one. But recently, shows that I'm watching, I'm watching The Last of Us is really good.
I've heard you talk about that. You actually recommended it to me. It's on HBO, right?
Yes, it's on HBO. It's on HBO Max. It's super good. I mean, it's based on the video game The Last of Us, which I kind of played the first one a little bit, like just like on a demo.
Right.
But, zombie games weren't my thing, really. But I mean, it was cool. I like zombie movies and shows, though. You and I have always been fans of this.
Oh my god, zombies are our shit. I'm gonna pause you talking about the show and talk about mine and Chuy's agreement. So we have 2 agreements in our lives.
That's true.
Agreement number 1 is that if one of us turns into a zombie, we're gonna kill that person out of mercy. That's just what we're gonna do.
100%.
Got your back.
That quick.
Number 2 is if any of us is in a severe accident and becomes unconscious, we are gonna close the floor of the hospital that person ends up in and completely do a studio makeover of a zombie attack so that when you wake up, there's nobody around.
Make it seem as you've just woken up into a zombie apocalypse. That's our agreement. We've always said that. So, but the problem is like when I wake up and I'm going to think it's fake, and what if it's actually real?
And that's the whole point of the agreement.
No.
This is the only thing that stops me from taking risks where I might become unconscious because I don't want to wake up in a potentially real zombie apocalypse and I think that it's fake.
I mean, and beyond that, we've been into zombies for a very long time. We've gotten to the point where we always discuss the best locations to set up a base because it's so well protected.
The amount of time and energy that I've put into preparing for a zombie apocalypse with money that I don't have, location and resources that I don't own, it is beyond stupid. We've talked about building fortresses. We've talked about food supply, water supply, and even protein supply in the form of different animals. And how we would house those animals and feed those animals. Beyond a waste of time, but so entertaining.
But it might be necessary. You never know. At some
point.
It might not be zombies. But we may be able to figure out but we already know how to fortify a place and set ourselves up for some good safety.
That China balloon has nothing on us.
China balloon wishes it was they wish we would have made that balloon.
Hell yeah. What's it called? Last Among Us. Really good show.
Oh, The Last of Us, yeah.
Oh, Last of Us, my bad. I started watching it, but Bella came in and she basically said, shut it down. This thing's going to give me nightmares. It started off very good. Like, it's intense and it seems very high in anxiety. But I'm like into the very first episode where he started selling pills and his brother became unresponsive. So he went after him. I don't know anything beyond that.
And to go into that, I'm just saying, you're speaking of BoJack Horseman, a show with like so many broken people and so on and so forth. The Last of Us is kind of going in that route too, where they're giving you great characters, and then they're starting to feed you into their backstory, so you get an insight on all these people. And like you said, the very first episode gets you off going, boom, zombies are going everywhere. This dude's running away with his daughter, and then eventually it shows you how the world becomes 20 years after the zombie apocalypse starts. So, I mean, I don't know. It gives you such great character development, character stories, backgrounds. The suspense is pretty good once you start seeing these zombies, you know. It's a good show, dude. I mean, it has everything a zombie show could have, like people fighting for resources, fucking new world orders or new governments or new little towns, you know. Because I feel like people would do shit like that, you know.
Absolutely, dude. That's the
create way themselves safety in numbers, you know. Create their own little society.
It's crazy, right? One of the things that I loved about this show from the beginning was the jump of so many years. That was dope to see, because it was like his daughter died and then smash cut to 20 years. It was 25 years from 20 years. I was like, damn, that's such a leap, right? Because by then you've moved on.
By then the world is the way it is after and
it's been that way for a minute.
That's it.
It's the new world order.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like. That's a great part of the show. I mean, because it gives that perspective from a zombie apocalypse. A lot of times you don't even see that. You see like the beginning and how it goes,
right? Or
maybe 28 days later,
right? Oh, that's a really good show too, or a movie.
Zombie movie.
It's a great zombie movie. The terrifying thing to me about zombies is any zombie that has super strength or is hella fast. You got the slow zombies; those are scary too.
Yeah.
but nothing like a fast-running zombie.
Fast-running zombies got me lit, dude. I'm gonna be dead. I'm gonna be fucking chomp done.
So yeah, it'd be hard to outrun them because they don't get tired.
No, I'd be done after a while.
I had a coworker. This used to piss me off about this person. I don't work with them anymore. I had a coworker who legitimately used to argue with me about the fact that it didn't scientifically make sense that they would be able to move that fast because they wouldn't have the oxygen and they'd be decomposing. And I was like, they're dead and walking. The fuck are you talking about? You know?
Fucking sci-fi movie, girl.
This fool argue with me about it. It upset me so much.
Arguing in a fake scenario.
The best, dude. Nothing like two grown adults arguing about shit that absolutely makes no sense and accomplishes 0 to nothing.
Besides proving your point.
And I was right.
Fucking zombies. No, and 28 days later brings us back to the point where you're gonna fucking create a hospital situation where everything's donezo. Mm-hmm. I mean, The Walking Dead did the same thing. I remember when we watched The Walking Dead, that's when we agreed that that's what we would do. That's true.
Because waking up in that scenario, you're like, holy shit. But that's also how one of the Resident Evil starts. And that's also how 28 days later starts. He wakes up and you're in a hospital and you're like, what the hell? And you get up and you start walking around and there's like no one. Little flicker of the lights happening and it's quiet. You can hear yourself and you're like walking. And you're like, what is going on? You're semi-injured still. And then you see a door that says like, don't open. Or you see a little bit of blood dead inside and you're like, holy shit. What do you do, Chewy? That happens.
Go right in. You know what to do, bro. Grab yourself a weapon. Yep. Get ready to fucking get out of there. But my real question, though, I mean, you know what to do to get out of there. Fine, 100%. But question is, bro, you were out, and the world's falling apart. Right. None of these zombies ever got to you, dog. You're like helpless of helplessness.
This is the same question that I have when I hear about people getting hit on. Like in settings that they're not supposed to, and you're there and you don't get hit on. What is wrong with me? That's immediately what I think of.
Why didn't you want me, zombie?
What's wrong with me? Is it because I don't have the diabetes? My blood ain't sweet Chewy's?
I'm sweet. No, but you know what? Yeah, I would recommend The Last of Us, dude. That's a really good show. I mean, it's just starting, so I don't know how it's going to play out. But apparently they have some big plans.
I did hear season 2's already scheduled.
Oh, 100%, dude. It's such a hit. They're set to make more money off of it. You know it's going to be big.
That's what's up.
And because you're setting up a zombie movie for an existing fan base, because there's a lot of people that play the game.
Right.
And then in a base that kind of knows about the game. And then people who don't know about the game but are into fucking good shows. So it just rakes in, dude. Rakes in the crowd.
I'm with it. Nothing like a good show, dude. I feel like there's a lot of shows that come and they have seasons. And no pun intended, like a season, but they're good for a short amount of time. And then they go away. You know? And then you never hear of them again. Or they have one good season and that was it. Like Wednesday was one of those. Squid Games. Potentially this.
That's true, yeah.
So there are these shows. So hopefully this thing hits and it stays, right? Because we're due for a show like a Game of Thrones, a Breaking Bad, something that carries season after season that's strong.
Yeah, I think we're in for a new show, and I think The Last of Us is probably one of those shows. Because is there a show like that right now? I mean, House of Dragons is bringing the Game of Thrones credit. I'm in there. You know, it's a good show, and it's coming in season after season apparently. So I'm set for that.
But I haven't heard people talk about it the same way they talked about Game of Thrones.
I guess you're right. I mean, not a lot of people are hyping it up as much as Game of Thrones, but then again, it's in the first season. Maybe once it starts rolling a few seasons, you might start hearing more of it. But even now, I mean, I feel like The Last of Us has the same amount of hype as the House of Dragons had when it was out, you know, and so on and so forth. But will it be a cultural shaking? Like, Squid Games was fucking worldwide shake,
absolutely. Dude. And the overall story of that was kind of dope. That a dude that like wrote a script, hung on to it, and sold it, and then all of a sudden, boom, blew the hell up.
Sounds
right?
like Rocky.
Sounds like Rocky. Rocky was a great movie too.
No, I mean great movie, but I'm saying that's the idea, right? Behind Sylvester Stallone, he had the movie Rocky, held on to it because people wanted to buy it off of him, but he was like, "Nah, this is way better than that."
He wanted to be attached.
And I gotta be attached as the actor. That's just
nobody wanted to do that.
No.
So he raised the money and did it.
Boom.
It all goes back to taking that leap, you know?
Exactly. Full circle, bringing it back. You got to take that leap, baby.
Yeah. I would like to ask you one last question, and that's about your travel this year. Do you have any plans of going anywhere?
Yeah, man. Actually, I do. We're supposed to go to Europe.
When you say we?
Well, it's Christina and her, because they're supposed to go to Europe for her brother's graduation. He graduated. Not necessarily sure on the country, so I think they're leaning more towards Italy and France.
Oh, that's nice, dude. I heard the pasta's fire.
Hey, I'm going to try it out for the first time.
You got to get some nice dress shoes from there.
Oh, Italian dress shoes. You're right, dude.
Yeah, maybe a belt. Yeah.
Italian belt.
Pick me up a wallet. I'll pay you back.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see, you know. I'm not too sure on the countries, but I'm thinking it's those. But that's the plan right now, you know.
Ooh, imagine some Italian wine, bro. Ooh, you're going to be so cultured.
Dude, France.
You're going to come back fancy, dog.
French cuisine. Some Italian cuisine from the actual countries.
Oh, it's gonna be wonderful. See.
But like, I've kind of like fallen off pasta. Like Italian food's not like my.
That's not your jam. I had Olive Garden today, dog.
Olive Garden's always good, bro. But like pasta itself, like it doesn't always like get me, you know. Mm-hmm. Although that fucking Alfredo at Olive Garden's fire, dog.
It's so fire
with the crispy chicken,
breaded
chicken, yeah,
delicious.
But yeah, I mean, I see it, dude. Well, Europe's the one. I mean, I kind of want to take another trip somewhere else, you know.
I heard Brazil was probably on the docket. Is that still happening?
With Manny?
Yeah.
I think it's not going to happen.
Ooh. ¿Por qué?
I think there's a lot of things going on. I mean, personally for me, I wasn't going to be able to make it because of the financial strain that Europe is going to bring already.
Right.
And I'm not like a baller like that or anything. So I think not a lot of people going. Then David's getting married that same fucking time.
Holy shit, I didn't know David was getting married.
Yeah, he's getting married that time in October.
Good for him.
So there's that, like his wedding's then. So I figure there's a lot of things, and then he's thinking about doing a trip himself.
Good
like a
for
solo
him.
trip, and I'm like,
I'm not mad at that. That dude enjoys traveling by himself, or enjoyed traveling from his with himself, and then he has a lot of stories around it, and he does like long trips where he's gone for like a month, you know?
No, he did that thing where he quit his job and took off for like 6 months, bro.
I'm not mad at that, dude.
I mean, if you've always wanted to do that, why the fuck not?
Why not?
Bringing it back to take the leap, bro.
Take the leap. I'm gonna jump, dog.
Yeah, you jump, do what you need to do to make your life worth whatever you feel like your life's worth, you know?
Boom, absolutely. Well, so we'd like to thank you guys for tuning in again to listen to us. And although this is episode, I don't know.
I want to say 5.
It might be 5.
But truly, it's probably episode 1 because we figured out the mic thing.
And we're promising consistency on top of that.
That's right. Weekly podcast is that's what we're trying to stick to, and trying to be on top of the social media game. Maybe we might create a TikTok, and we will be your TikTok sources.
We'll partner up with China to bring you guys some real content.
That's right. Follow the Immorals podcast content giver.
Absolutely. So this was Tony
and Chewy
with your immoral
support.
Boom.